safe. Let's go ahead and get more information about what we could be doing, what we should be doing, and essentially improving the process of recycling. Rosemary Roscoe, you have a special guest with you who's really been focused on this for a while now.
We have Ambarish Mitra with us at Garcia. Thank you so much for being here, Rish, from the UK. So just visiting in town, seeing some clients and talking all about recycling. Now, for those of us that try to recycle to help save the planet, we're being fooled, so to speak, right? I want to get into your company. It's an AI technology-driven company that helps to improve recycling around the world, really.
Yeah.
Let's start with a statistic that will blow your mind. Your company says 5 to 6% of what we recycle actually becomes recycled. Please elaborate on that.
I mean, if I go on a worldwide level, like 92% of world's recyclables do not get recycled. And that number is a little higher in the US, which is almost like 94%. So only 5 to 6% gets recycled. And the challenge with that is it's such a big lost economic opportunity because these are all very valuable materials. And the world of producers are spending billions of dollars in procurement and supply chains to bring this in, build those products. And then when we throw it in the bin, that economic value is lost, but the material constitution doesn't change, right? It's an aluminum can is still aluminum, except it's in your bin, or a PET bottle is still a PET bottle, or a HDP milk bottle. So somewhere, due to lack of data, the mechanical infrastructure really misses this, and we as a society, we don't translate the value of these materials. We just think once we consume it, it's a mindset that anything that goes to the bin is a waste.
Yes, okay, so let's talk about this. I put it in the blue bin. What happens to it if it's not getting recycled? Is it going in the landfill?
So, yeah, I mean, there are 3 possibilities. So things from that bin are typically taken to a place called material recovery facility. Majority of big cities in the world have that. And these MRFs, material recovery facilities, they have a process through which there are only 3 outcomes. Either the product will recover as a valuable material and make its way back in the society in one shape or another, or it'll end up in landfill, or it'll end up in some kind of an incineration plant where it'll get burned for energy, but it'll still have some kind of a carbon footprint due to heat. And the thing is, when these bags arrive, these facilities are humongous facilities. And they process literally your purchasing footprint every 24 hours in thousands and thousands of tons. But they are technically a bit blind. When I say blind, because they're all very mechanical devices built 20, 30 years ago. But they don't have a vision. They don't see literally at scale what is going on there. So this is where
you come in.
Exactly.
Let's talk about your company and how you're using physical AI to better sort this stuff out.
So Greyparrot, our business, we started literally with a vision that we want to map the post-consumption world. We thought like trillions of dollars of technology has gone in to figure out how to sell stuff to you.
Right.
To the last meter, right? Everything's optimized and traded. But there is a equal large world, what we call the post-consumption world, which starts from your bin, because everything eventually a human consumes ends up being trash of some sort. And how can we map it? Because if we can map it, we can help the infrastructure players navigate it better. So because we overgeneralize words like trash or plastic, it almost means nothing. It has to be exactly by material. When you drink from your water bottle, that's PET. When it's your, some kind of soda can, it's aluminum. There is milk bottle that is HDP. They're all different chemical polycarbonate components. And unless we can understand it from a chemistry point of view, we cannot separate it individually and we can have it back. So there was a very large economic opportunity, but also we wanted to understand how materials flow. I felt like it was one of the last untapped resources, which is right in front of our eyes.
Yes.
And we are not valuing it as a resource. So we built these cameras which sits on top of very large recycling facilities, the material recovery. And
you're in almost 200 facilities now?
Yeah, 200 facilities, and we processing like 3 billion objects a day today.
3 billion a day?
A day,
Okay,
yeah.
so take us through this.
Yeah.
How is AI helping to sort it? Is it?
So the AI understands everything by material human has made, and it can detect it in real time, no matter how busy it is. And these are like conveyor belts moving at 3 to 4 meters a second. It's busy, it's chaotic, it's dirty, and it's vibrating and poor lighting. But the AI is able to understand this river of waste by every individual object, and then it sends signals to other machines what to do with it, or it gives awareness to the plant owners that how can they tweak the plant to improve the yield, improve recovery, find quality, find purity level, find if there's any contamination, so that when they recover this material, there's a big secondary value for it, and they can sell it in the market, and it makes it way back into the society. And amazing thing about it is that it actually improves productivity of these plants without having to spend a huge amount. And also it's great for the society because it keeps our goods in the same country, and it can bring the cost of those raw materials down. We don't have to import it from outside.
And so is there anything specific, what has your data taught you, I guess, in the last year about the way we either try to recycle or throw things away?
The data has taught us so many things, but I can cover a few. One aspect is, from a consumer point of view, like when in doubt, leave it out. Leave it out. Because you can create a perfect ensemble of correct products, and then the product you put at last with doubt, it can act as a contaminant, and the whole bag doesn't get recovered. So,
Rish, I am so guilty of this because I want to recycle everything, and I guarantee a lot of things I throw in that recycle bin are not supposed to be recycled.
Yeah.
So you said I'm actually doing a disservice by throwing things in the recycle bin that should not be in there.
Exactly, because sometimes less is more in this case, where these facilities the lesser contaminants they get, it moves through fast, and contaminants usually contaminate everything, and that whole batch and lot is usually thrown away, and it'll end up in the landfill.
That is so interesting. Come on in, Gasia.
Oh my God, I'm hanging on your every word. Rich, thank you for allowing me to sort of barge right in. What you just said, Rosemary, I've heard it referred to as wish cycling.
Yeah.
Have you heard that term?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
I don't know if it's recyclable, but I hope it is, so I'll put it in there. You're telling us not to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought over my lowly cup here from like the studio, and I have to tell you, the messaging can be very confusing. And so on this cup it says, compostable, and then it says commercially compostable only, and then it says facilities may not exist in your area. I mean, it is like so stressful as a consumer because I hate to just throw this in the landfill. What do you think about kind of the overall messaging when it comes to recycling, composting, et cetera, here in the States?
So basically the messaging can be confusing.
Yes.
And even the experts do not know, because this is it's not as simple as paper. It has some level of coated plastic in it. And it's a known fact that the more polymaterial, the more number of materials you introduced in a given product, the probability of recycling goes down.
So this cup, when I'm done with it, should not go in the green bin compost?
It depends on the state and the region. That's the yeah.
But we know it shouldn't go in the recycling.
Again, some states and regions would.
Okay.
But this is where we should not pass the stress test to the infrastructure people, because the infrastructure is constantly improving with introduction of technology. But the responsibility also goes up the value chain. And one of the initiatives we've taken is we are trying to share this insight with the world of producers and showing them examples of that actually how just a 5% difference in the packaging can improve their recovery significantly.
Essentially,
it's not like they have to make
Right.
an entire design change of
right.
the product. So
if we
it's
just
like
take
tweaking.
a little bit of XYZ out of this paper cup, we'll make it compostable or recyclable. What are the things that people most often put in recycling that shouldn't be there?
I mean, anything that is smaller than a credit card.
Oh, like little tiny,
Yeah,
like the cap on the
like my
juice
receipt that I crumble up in
yeah.
the top. Okay.
And then many a times, some of this complex, like juice packaging or liquid packaging, which has milk and juices in it, but has an exterior of paper.
Oh, okay.
They have a lot of composite materials
So that doesn't
inside
go
them.
into recycling?
Usually they don't get, the recovery rate is quite low.
Okay.
And like pizza boxes, which has a lot of grease over it,
Right.
you know,
But
things
that
like
can go in the green bin for compost,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
good. Shoo! Okay, because we eat a lot of Costco pizza at our house. Okay, I had another quick question, and now I lost it. Can I tell you, I'm so interested in this. Okay.
Very interested.
My sister-in-law, the woman who married my brother, she is like an environmentalist through and through from like back in the day. She washes out her glass jars and makes sure they are dry and then puts them in the recycling.
She's a genius.
I know she's a genius. This sounds like a lot of... She's patient, she's a genius, but I don't think most people will do that. Is that what we're supposed to be doing when it comes to recycling?
I mean, the thing is, at least few years ago, now the technology is being more tolerant to handle it, and it goes through its own washers. But it's a given truth that contaminants are one of the biggest factors of recyclable materials not having it recycled, because no one has the patience or the infrastructure to deal with entire cities' individual habits at scale, because this infrastructure never stops. Every 24 hours, there's another mountain.
Right.
So it's an interesting point where it's not one or the other. It takes two. So infrastructure people are getting smarter with use of AI and smart mechanical stuffs like robots and others. And if the consumers also do their part, we meet in the middle. It's not like the consumers are wrong, because the education and awareness is weak. And of course, we should not forget the third part of this relationship is producers also taking some responsibility and clear communication and using the recycle logo a little bit more responsibly and in a more authentic way.
Well, I have learned things. Rosemary, I'm so glad that you kicked off this interview, because I think you and I have questions about this sort of on a naturally occurring basis. We've all learned something.
Well, and Rich, you said you're in town because, like you said, you work with private companies to make them better aware and make them realize that, you know, what you're putting out is very confusing. The consumer doesn't even know what to do with that thing, because there are too many messages on there.
Sometimes, like, as simple as how transparent, like, a material scientist would say that a PET, which is your classic drinking water bottle, recovers very well. But there are many factors. Is there a plastic sleeve? How long is the sleeve? Like, is it just a thin sleeve, or all the way from the bottom to the neck? What color is the bottle? But all of them are PET. But this information...
The color of the bottle makes a
this
difference.
information can have up to 65% difference in recovery rate.
Well, I'm going to use this cup until it disintegrates.
Until it falls apart.
You know what I do? I do reuse Ziploc bags, which I'm sure is probably not good for me, because some of the plastic may be... I don't care. I learned it from my mom, so I'm going to keep reusing my plastic
water
Ziploc
bottles. Rich is going to stick with us. When we come back from the break, he's going to talk about what he thinks the future holds for us when it comes to recycles.
Okay, we could talk about this for an hour. Can I tell you? Right now, we're taking a super short break here on Fox Local San Francisco. Let's give you a live look outside. I'd like to follow up here on one of the news stories we've been bringing you for